yesterday. You're quite an accomplished filmmaker, aren't you? So my first question is, what got you interested in film?
Well, a family member bought me a Super 8 camera when I was younger, so during my early childhood I started to make short films, which really started me along the path of film.
So talk to me about your writing partnership with Simon Pegg, how it all began.
Well, I previously worked with Simon on the show Asylum in the late 90s, and when he and Jessica got Space in the works, he asked me to direct, and I loved the idea of space, so I really jumped at the chance.
And how did it all develop from there, the writing partnership?
Well, it was easy working on space with Simon. We both started collaborating on ideas, small ones at first, then we moved to bigger things like developing Shaun of the Dead.
Well, it all sounds fascinating. Do you have anything coming up in the works?
Well, I've just recently finished co-writing The Adventures of Tintin, which will be hitting theatres pretty soon. And work on The World's End should start either at the end of this year or the next.
That was Edgar Wright, everybody!
He was a writer, an actor, and now a director. What was it like for you, Noel Clarke?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was obviously a big challenge for me. I had to do a test shoot so they could approve it first, so I could do the actual feature in the end.
So what are you going to concentrate on now? Is it writing, acting, directing?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to, but in this country we have a real thing for shoving things into boxes, so I'd like to do a bit of everything really, so...
So, Noel, what else have you got coming up?
Yeah, I've got a couple of new projects in the mix at the moment. I'm doing a film called Fast Girls and Stories 24.
So, what you're mainly famous for is Kid Adulthood. May I ask, why do you think that was so popular?
I think it was because it had a sense of realism which other films at the time did not have, and kids of today can really relate to it. Today we have award-winning author George Martin here. We'd like to ask you about your new HBO series, A Game of Thrones.
Well, it's actually called A Game of Thrones, but yes, it is on HBO, and it is recently new. It's based on my books of a novel series called A Song of Ice and Fire, and yet, you know, it's something that someone just thought, you know, we'll give it a try, and went through it, and it seems to be working quite well so far. You know, hopefully we'll get a second series out of it, but, you know, the Game of Thrones name itself is only the title of the first book. The whole series is called A Song of Ice and Fire.
So what do you reckon the next series would be called?
Well, to be honest, hopefully they should be calling it after my second book, the Clash of Kings. But then again, I'm not entirely too sure. You know, it depends on marketing and whatnot. And as long as they give me royalty checks, I'll be fine.
Do you think the actors live up to the characters within the book?
Yeah, I'd like to think that they did, but then again, you know, there's certain parts that I've written it, such as a first person that you can't obviously show on film without a narration, which I think would dilute the series a fair bit. But, you know, hopefully it'll be better next season, hopefully.
What should we expect from your new book, A Chase of Dragons?
Well, in that case, I think you'd have to buy the book just to find out what it's all about, which, you know, but first buy the others and read them, definitely. Then you'll be able to catch up with it. And hopefully people will do. And I'm looking forward to for when it does come out.
Everyone, that was George Martin, and we thank him for his time tonight.
Well, here with us today, I have accomplished filmmaker Sacha Burnett. So, Sacha, you've had a long pledging career. How did you get here today?
Well, I drove up here today in my Aston Martin DB9.
So, what got you first interested in film?
Well, my favourite film of all time is Star Wars, and when I saw the making of Star Wars, I just knew it's exactly what I wanted to do.
So, what would you say is more competitive industry, the music industry or the film industry? Because as I understand, you're a musician yourself.
Well, I'd say definitely, without a doubt, the music industry is more competitive. You can clearly see it with television programmes such as The X Factor. You can just clearly see how many people want to be singers and be involved in that industry. Whereas the film industry, although it's clearly in existence, it is somewhat in the dark.
Wow, interesting. Well, have you enjoyed your time with us today?
Well, yes, it's been an absolutely fantastic and wonderful experience. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your time today. Everybody, that was accomplished filmmaker and musician, Sasha Burnett.